Hi, and welcome to Horror Recapped. Today we'll be discussing the 2015 New Zealand comedy horror movie titled Deathgasm. In this story, we follow two metalheads who mistakenly summon an evil entity and are forced to return things to normal and put an end to the chaos overtaking their town. Beware, spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with a narration from a young teenage boy, who we will know as Brody. He moves in with his uncle after his mom was sent to a mental ward after getting a little too naughty for Santa Claus at a crowded mall. Brody's uncle is very religious while Brody is a metalhead. Brody's cousin, David, is a bully and quite huge for his age, and he uses this to intimidate his peers. We meet Dion, a nerd, who is being severely bullied. Brody is seen as an outcast in school, which leads him to being constantly bullied, even by his own cousin. Brody's only friends are two geeks named Dion and Giles. Brody sees a girl named Medina, and he falls instantly in love. The problem is, Medina is impossible to attain and doesn't hang out with the likes of Brody. The friends spend most of their time playing games that don't interest Brody. He uses this time to listen to metal music and think about girls. We learn that Medina is dating Brody's cousin. The one thing Brody finds lively is Alien Records. Alien Records is a store that sells the sickest vinyl, and the owner's girlfriend, Abigail, tells fortunes to bored housewives. Brody makes a new friend named Zach. They seem to be into the same kind of music, metal. He describes Zach as a tornado of chaos, leaving a trail of destruction and teen pregnancy in his wake. Zach got expelled from school after a confrontation with a kid who stepped on his King Diamond record. Later, Brody, his friends, and Zach form a band called Deathgasm. However, Brody is a bit rusty on the guitar. Zach later tells Brody that he has a secret plan and tries to convince him to join him. As they stand, staring at a house that looks abandoned, Zach puts on a mask and quietly advances towards the house, trying to conceal his steps. A disturbed Brody follows behind, breaking into the house through an open window. When he gets in, he notices some unusual details in the dark house, even as he calls out quietly for Zach. One of such details is a newspaper from years ago pinned to the wall. As he tries to navigate through the house, Zach pops out and scares him. They make their way to the next room, where they find some old music equipment and a track which is held tightly in the arm of a man who looks dead. On a bed, we learn that the man is Dagger. Zach tries to steal the record from Dagger while he is asleep. It looks like he's successful until Dagger wakes up and tries to hit them with a baseball bat. The scared teenagers return to the record room. Dagger mistakes them for cultists who have been after him, but they explain that they were just metalheads. Shortly after that, someone enters the house. Dagger immediately hands over the record to Zach and asks him to hide it and guard it like his life depended on it. They run off, leaving Dagger to face the intruder. The intruder then asks Dagger for the record. Dagger gives him nothing but a bunch of foul language, leaving the intruder, Vaden, to put a knife to his throat. We later learn that Vaden is a member of the Black Hymn, a group that possesses the power to summon demons. The teenagers leave for Zach's place and open the record, only to find that it isn't what they were expecting. Disappointed, Zach throws the record to the wall, but to their surprise, they find a music script. As Brody touches it, the lights fluctuate eerily. They decide to learn the music and play it in their band. Vaden is later executed by the cult leader for failing to complete his mission of getting the Black Hymn. Meanwhile, the band makes a music video in full metal head attire. Still in heavy makeup, Brody bumps into Medina and she invites him out for ice cream. The two talk, and Medina asks Brody several questions. As she acts seductively, they laugh and actually have a pretty interesting conversation about his band and music. Brody is too shy, however, and misses his chance to kiss her. David watches Brody and Medina from afar as they sit on the bench, making him furious. Just as the band begins to play the song again, Brody's uncle shows up, warning them about playing such devilish music. The light flickers, and they suddenly begin to feel dizzy. The clouds change his form, and Brody's uncle, Albert, suddenly stops moving. His eyes turn white and bloody, and he spills his tea in the process. At the same time, Abigail the fortune teller sees a horrifying detail on a customer's hand. warning her of danger ahead. Just as things begin to get worse, Brody feels that something is wrong and stops playing before they can finish the song. Everything goes back to normal, including Brody's uncle. Medina, on the other hand, tries metal music and is enamored by it, imagining herself as the queen of metal. It seems she's also enamored with Brody. Brody, next, translates the title of the song from Latin to English. The title is Summoning the King of Demons, a black hymn for gaining power and fortune. Soon after, Brody's cousin and friend jump him in an alley and warn him to stay away from Medina. Medina doesn't see Brody in class for the rest of the day and goes looking for him. She sees Zach and gives him a letter for Brody, asking him to meet her at the park. Zach doesn't give him the invitation. Rather, he meets up with Medina that night and lies to her, telling her that Brody did not want to see her. Medina is hurt and angry about this, and she decides to make out with Zach, some friend he is. After getting the translation, a hurt and scared Brody decides to take revenge and calls the band to play the music. As they play, people begin to cough blood, a whole lot of blood, and the band members lose consciousness with a foamy liquid coming from their mouths. When they regain consciousness, they all feel that something is different. Brody tries to see if he is more powerful, but he remains the same, and this gets him confused. The next day, as he washes his face, an odd being approaches him and threatens him. He tells him his intestines are going to be eaten for 1,000 years, but Brody doesn't take it seriously and assumes it's a prank. The next day, his teacher behaves abnormally and vomits blood on a student. That night, he meets up with Zach to tell him about what he experienced in school, but ends up being attacked by Zach's father, who has been possessed, leaving Zach and Brody no choice but to end him. Brody then remembers Abigail. He tells Zach that she would know what was going on, and they go meet with her. To their surprise, they find that most people in the town are already possessed and trying to kill each other. Dion and Giles are also attacked by a demon-possessed being and are almost killed. They are saved by Medina, who shows up with an axe. When they get to Abigail, she is already half dead. Abigail tells them that they summoned Aloth, the king of the demons. She tells them that the demon is going to be reborn in the most evil human being who wouldn't resist his powers, and that he would arrive at 3 a.m. Before she is able to tell them how to stop it, she is killed by a possessed man. Medina, Dino, and Giles decide to hide in the school's panic room. Giles leaves a note on Brody's door to inform him about their whereabouts. Zach is against the idea of fighting Aloth. He doesn't want to get killed and wants to watch the town's doom from a far distance, but he is convinced by Brody to help. They come up with a theory that if the song is played, it would reverse the arrival of death. When they get to Brody's house, Zach sneakily removes the note Giles left. A possessed Albert and Mary suddenly begin to attack. Zach and Brody manage to kill them, despite coming close to death themselves. David then walks in, and Brody instantly takes a chainsaw to his neck, mistakenly believing he was possessed. Stunned and confused, Zach simply stares as Brody tries to convince him that David was possessed, saying, "Didn't you hear him saying something about Satan?" He did not. Unfortunately, the music scripts are blown out of the window. The boys get their musical instruments and weapons and go in search of the music scripts. They find the scripts and make their way to the school after noticing some movement and light in the school premises. There, Brody is almost killed by Medina, who mistakes him for someone possessed. Brody and Zach get into a fight after Brody finds out that he lied and hooked up with Medina. Zach leaves, but Brody and the others go on with the plan. They go to Dagger's house to use his amplifier, but they are stopped by the cult. Shanna, the person who's going to be the host for Aloth, takes Medina hostage. She forces Brody to turn over the music pages in exchange for Medina. She tears up the sheets and takes everyone hostage. Not long after this, Zach feels bad and decides to return to his friends. He frees them, and they all attack the cult during the ritual for the arrival of Aloth. During the fight, Dino and Giles, Brody's closest friends, are slayed, making it impossible for them to play the reverse of the song by 3 a.m. Aloth possesses Shanna's body. Zach wastes no time killing her, thus becoming the most evil person, and is possessed by Aloth. Brody then realizes that it's too late to complete the song from the sheets, and they must play from his memory. The power of the music causes Zack to collapse, and he turns back to his human form. The transformation is only temporary as Zack feels Aloth taking over his consciousness little by little. He then begs Brody to kill him before he returns to his beast form. After some hesitation, Brody gives in to Zack's demand, stopping Aloth from arriving on Earth. A few moments later, we see that Medina and Brody are a couple. However, Zack's spirit can still communicate with Brody using stereo systems, and he pranks Brody into believing Aloth is coming back, only to end his transmission with, "Nah, just kidding, dude." And that's a wrap for Deathgasm. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this as much as we did. Let's know your thoughts in the comments section. If you would like to look into other movies with us, be sure to like and click the subscribe button so you'll never miss a single video. Thanks for watching.